this past week, the United States Navy, through a Freedom of Information Act request, released 65 pages worth of documents. And the only good thing that came out of this is the fact that the documents that that there are pilots, Navy pilots are out there experiencing. They're running into UAP. They're seeing UAP on a regular basis. That's the only thing you can get out of it. But other than that, you really can't read it. I'm just going to scroll through here, and you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, for those watching the video version, you'll see. I'm just going to scroll through this, and you can see this. This is ridiculous, actually. Totally ridiculous. But, what we're seeing here, these are what's known as range fowler reports. And according to the United States Navy, these reports are what aviators define as a range fowler, which is an activity or object that interrupts pre-planned training or other military activity in a military operating area or restricted airspace. So when these, and this is, just from recent, this is pretty recent reports from the last couple of years here, from 2020 actually, and basically it's junk. I mean, it's pretty much junk. I mean, you really can't glean much from these, which is a shame. I mean, it makes you feel like a moron. I mean, basically the government is treating people like a moron. I mean, like morons. I mean, look at this. Here we'll go also over some of these documents here. I mean, you can't read it. I can understand taking out the names, right? But the names of pilots and anybody else, but I just can't see taking all of this stuff out. I mean, how does that harm national security? You can't even tell us what the shape of these objects. You can't tell us what were they observed doing. We're not allowed to know that. I mean, we're not growing up enough yet to know that. I mean, let's try to read some of these here. For instance, here's one. You get down into the meat of it here, where it's you can see all the how much of it's redacted. It's totally ridiculous. It says contact at blank to blank blank blank, estimated latitude longitude blank and blank, while at blank was blank object in blank blank. It made a few blank blank during the blank. Contact R blank blank, a lot of blank, and blank, more blank. The blank was set to blank. I mean, there's nothing here. What could you possibly get out of that? I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. So I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know what's the point of this. What's the absolute? How does this help anything? And again, the only thing it does is it shows that they are seeing things out there. And we'll go on to another one. Here's another range fowler debrief form. We'll get into the meat here toward the bottom. It says, acquired twice, both times from a long blank section here. Detected initially upon blank, blank, blank. Contact was blank, blank, blank. Lost track during execution of blank, blank, blank. Detected again after resuming flow to the southeast post blank, blank, blank. Traffic would blank, blank, blank. Then you can go on, it just, you go on to, there's another page here that you could check out. Beyond that, just more blanks. I mean, look at this. Acquired twice, both times from blank, blank, blank. Detected initially upon blank, blank, blank. And blank. Lost track during execution of blank. Detected again after resuming flow to the northeast. Pos blank, and then a big couple of lines worth of blank, would occasionally blank, more lines of blank, drop aggressively in altitude blank, never gained blank or blank again for remainder of flight. Now, come on, that's nothing. That's junk. We're not getting anything here. Here's another one. Look at this. Acquired blank blank at blank and blank during exit of directed wingman of... Look at this. This is gobbledygook. There's nothing here. Contact appeared to blank. Winds north at nearly 100 kts. Object was blank. Wow. Wow. And then it continues. Look at acquired blank blank MSLA blank during exit of blank, directed wingman to blank, initiated to allow blank, closest point of approach was blank, unable to blank. There's nothing here. I mean, you can't really. All we know, all you could tell is that they were seeing something, right? The word in some of the word UAP is mentioned here sometimes, but for the most part, there's nothing there. You can't get anything out of it. I mean, this is like treating us like a bunch of idiots. Now, I'm certain. Okay, I'll say this. I'm certain that other people out there could look into this and come up with an analysis of this. I'm sure that John Greenwald over at the Black Vault will, at some point, if he hasn't already, I haven't checked his channel out lately, but if he, I'm sure he'll look at these documents and explain why what the meaning of all these redacted sections, because, some of them have little letters and numbers in it, and he'll explain to you why. I can tell you why without even doing that, though. I mean, the reason is because they don't want you to see. They don't want you to know what the shapes are of these objects that they're seeing out there for some reason. I thought we were beyond that. Shouldn't we be past that already? Obviously, we're not. We're not beyond that yet. I mean, not only we can't see what the object. They don't. Every time the shape of the object is described, it's completely blacked out on all. If you go through all these 65 pages, of course I'll leave the link and you could check it out for yourself if you haven't already seen this. But I don't understand it. So you can't. Not only do you not see the shapes of the objects, they don't describe that at all. That's all redacted. But also what they're doing, how these objects are seen performing in the skies. They're like all of that's gone too. Now, how is that a national secret? How would that divulging that information, in any way hurt our national security? I don't see how. I mean, these things are obviously being controlled by extraterrestrial beings. I mean, if you don't know that by now, then you haven't been paying attention. And even the Congress has talked about this recently, that they're only interested in the stuff that's obviously not man-made. So why are they playing this game still? I mean, this is worse than some. We've seen other documents released by the government over the years that have been declassified with regard to UFOs, and many times they describe saucer-shaped. I mean, what's going on here? Well, why can't we see the shapes? I mean, there's not much. The names I get. Okay, you don't want to have someone's name out there, and then they're going to be contacted. That's a privacy thing. I understand that, but the rest of it doesn't make much sense to me. I'm sure there may be some technical things here and there, but not this much. Not this much. This is a cover-up. This is a ridiculous cover-up. This is trying to somebody obviously in the government is trying to actually it's an insult to intelligence. That they're insulting our intelligence. I think it's deliberate. I think this is a deliberate insult to the intelligence of people who are interested in this subject. Whoever did this is like a joke, a trick. Somebody somewhere sitting back laughing. I'm not going to let them know anything. You wonder what's the reasoning behind this. Is it because of some of the things that some people have pointed out recently, like Lou Elizondo? He pointed out that in recent years that there's people within the Pentagon who are religious, highly religious, and they don't want people to think that there's beings from other worlds here. They don't want people to go there. And it's because of their religious convictions that is one of the reasons why people in the Pentagon are withholding this information from the public. I wonder who was responsible for removing for all these redactions. What is the point? I mean, you have to check this out for yourself. Me just sitting here talking. I mean, you can see the examples I showed you, but this is 65 pages worth of this, and you really can't get much out of it. I mean, it's sad. It's sad to see that. I mean, it's sad because I thought we're starting to get beyond that. I mean, I would like to see the Congress, respond to this, right? The Congress needs to respond to this. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this is, this is like basically a slap in the face to everyone who's been, we've been following this now. A lot of people I've been following it my whole life, of course, and I'm sure a lot of you out there have been following this for a long time too. But there's more people who have come on board in the past 5 years. Right, since the New York Times article in 2017. But this is like a step backward to me. This is a step backward. When they do stuff like this isn't the first time. There's some other reports that came out over the last couple of years where they're heavy on the redactions for some reason. Right? This is when we can't even know the shape of the object. Now, this happened before recently, but here we are again. We can't even know the shape of the object, let alone what the pilots saw it doing. Obviously, these are Navy pilots who are filing these reports. But yeah, I'm not happy about it, as you can see. And when you see this, it just, come on. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it other than I guess we could all write to our Congress members and maybe that's the only way. Hey, could you talk to the Navy and ask them what the hell is going on here? Why you can't even tell them the shape of the object? What are we little kids?